Hey, welcome. Wanted to talk a little bit about Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin is at a inflection point. I wanted to share this, and it's a relatively pretty obvious. I'm going to walk you through what I'm talking about, but I'm not a huge fan of putting all my eggs in one basket for trend lines, but this trend line is very telling. So I'm going to look at two different exchanges. Right now, we're on Coinbase. The reason why I say two different exchanges is because we're getting two different looks. But I'm on Coinbase looking at the weekly, and then I'm going to pivot over to Binance in a second. I'm on the weekly so we can get a zoomed out view. If you look right here on this high, that's where I've anchored the beginning of this trend line. Then also in late 21 is another high, which I'm anchoring the trend line to. So now I'm going to zoom in this section right here before we make a quick pivot over to Binance. And you can see right here. So here's the trend line, right? But then you got price right here in a doji. If you can see this faint dotted black line, like right there, that's current price action at time of recording. So price right now is at 97,631. And then this level right here is just right around 97,000. Just for kicks, we'll take it down to the daily, just see what's going on. Yeah, it just looks, boy, so interesting. So from where price is right now, we're about just a hair over 2% above that key trend line. So before I say my thoughts, but let me just pivot over to Binance real quick and I'll share that view with you. So here's Binance. So this is what's really interesting. This is one of the challenges, in my opinion, with cryptocurrencies, is we've got all of these different sources of truth, aka exchanges. But I anchored the trend line on the same high right here back in early of 21, and then also anchored same spot right here. But now let's zoom into this section right here and we're getting a completely different look. What I do know is volume matters, especially with exchanges. Binance is one of the world's leaders in terms of volume, and Coinbase, unfortunately, even though it's one of the largest exchanges in the US, it's very low in comparison to some of these other global exchanges out there. So it's tough to get a true read, which is why I'm sharing with you Binance. So here is the trend line. We anchored back in 21, right? But now look at this. We've got on the weekly, we've got a doji, but the doji is just sitting below this trend line. So let me just open this up a little bit. We'll go back to the daily, see what's going on. Yeah, and again, I'll let you be the judge of what you want to do, but I can tell you right now, I'm not in Bitcoin, I'm in Solana, altcoin. But again, rising tide lifts all boats. You can see right here that Bitcoin is just a hair below that multi-year trend line that I shared. So very concerning to me. Here's one other thing I'll do, and I'm going to wrap this video up because I just want to make it really short. I just want to give people a heads up on terms of what I am seeing and why I think we might be heading into a bear market. Not to be negative, but I think it's good that we keep a close eye on what's going on. You've heard me talk about this moving average. This is the 50 SMA right here. This is a total Stan Weinstein hack, and I trust that guy implicitly. But when price action on any asset on the daily, when price falls to 50 SMA on the daily, it's Mayday, you're out. There's different higher levels of where you can start to trim your positions, but when price falls below, you get a daily candle close below it, which we don't have on Binance yet, a full daily candle close. So we're starting on a new day. So today's going to be very interesting. If we can hop back above this trend line and get above not just the trend line, but also above this 50 SMA. So it's going to be extremely telling today at the close. So then let's just hop over to Coinbase, and I'm just going to put on the 50 SMA. And there's other ways, that we can look, but I'm just doing the basics. I don't think I did this, but right now Coinbase, if I did this, apologies, but Coinbase is about 2%. Yeah, I think I did mention this. So it's 2%-ish right above the trend line, but also, as is important, here is the 50 SMA, and you can see right here that price is below it. Again, like I alluded to a second ago, let's see if we get a daily candle close above it, or excuse me, below it. We should probably pay attention. But for me, I'm out. I'm all cash right now. From a risk reward standpoint, there's just way too much risk right now versus the reward. So I'm out right now, but I'm also watching this level right there. So that's a wrap. I hope that was helpful. And I'm going to be doing now, in the event that price does break down, I actually see us going into a multi-month correction where, let me just zoom back out and I'll leave you with this. We've got what I'm viewing as a classic breakout and a potential pullback. Here's what I mean. These are some of my absolute favorite setups, and unfortunately, we might be having a textbook pullback. So let me tell you what I'm going to be looking at in the event price does break down below these key trend lines. Unfortunately, this is one of my favorite setups, but I didn't want it to happen to crypto, but I want to give everybody kind of a heads up in terms of what I'm seeing. But this section right in here, right, we had a nice breakout to the upside. Now this whole section, what appears to be happening, again, if we break down below this trend line, I think we might be coming back down here for a textbook pullback, go sideways in a little bit, and then shoot to the upside. Unfortunately, this is 100% normal. This, by the way, this is about it's hard to tell as of right now where price is going to reverse, but at a minimum, I see this coming in about a 30% reversal. Again, in the event price breaks down below this key trend line, we'll know more here a lot by the end of today in terms of where that daily candle close is. So anyways, more to come on that, and talk soon.